Good morning, everybody. So today let's talk about breastfeeding. I breastfed both of my boys, and with my first, like when I got pregnant with him, I always knew that I wanted to breastfeed. I wasn't raised around, like, my mom didn't breastfeed me because I was adopted and all that. But with that said, like, I always knew that I wanted to breastfeed. Like, I didn't want to use formula. I knew I wasn't going to use formula. And I went to a breastfeeding class, and also I was like 22 years old when I had him, so it was kind of young, but it wasn't young. And a lot of some mothers who are younger, they don't breastfeed, like, you know. Um, But with that said, at the class, like, I was the only mother of color. I was the only younger mother. But anyway, so I had him, and at first it was really hard, and I wanted to give up. I truly wanted to give up. You know how it is with, like, your first few months, or not months, but like weeks of breastfeeding. I also had him circumcised, which in all actuality, see my shirt, it says circumcision harms breastfeeding, which it actually does, because like if you're in pain, do you really want to eat? But anyways, with that said, after like it all figured out, we all figured it out. Him and I figured out how to breastfeed. Well, he figured out how to breastfeed, how to latch and everything. I got to 18 months. And like, I rarely went out of the house because you know how it is in this country with breastfeeding. People are offended and disgusted that a breast is actually doing what it's supposed to do. The one time that I did go out, I went to a basketball game for their sister, not my child. I only have two children. They have older siblings and stuff, but we went to a basketball game for her, and I went to the restroom. And now that I think back, I shouldn't have even went to the restroom. I should have just like been fuck it, whipped my breast out, not whipped it, but you know how we do, and fed him. I shouldn't do that. I shouldn't have had to do that. With my second son, well, with him I got to 18 months, and there were people who thought it was disgusting and all this other stuff. And then I had I didn't get a period till they were like both 12 months, which was 13 months, I want to say, which was amazing. It acted like as a natural birth control too. But with my second, I also knew I was going to breastfeed, and when I had him, I had an amazing fucking water birth. It was amazing, and I think every woman should have that chance to have a water birth. But with him, it was hard at first again, but we got through it. And when they discharged us from the hospital, I got like this big bag of stuff, diapers, nipples, bottles, and the lady gave me formula, and I was like, but I'm not even gonna use it. She was like, for a just in case situation. And I'm just sitting there like, they actually shouldn't do that. They actually aren't allowed to give you formula and whatnot. That's actually illegal, I think. But anyway, so I just donated it to our Help Me Grow worker. With him, I got to 22 months, and with him, I didn't care. I went and I breastfed where I wanted. I breastfed wherever, and I got a lot of comments like, oh, just cover up. Well, it's not that easy to cover up a breastfeeding baby. They pull the cover off, it's hot underneath there, and that's just me doing what a breast needs, what a breast is for. With him, I got to 22 months, and I had to force wean him because my first self-weaned, but I had to first force wean him because of health conditions and whatnot. And I'm sick of society. I don't breastfeed anymore, but I'm so sick of society and how they're disgusted by something so natural, something so normal. Like, really, if you think that breastfeeding is sexual, you have some issues that you need to take care of, because there's nothing sexual about breastfeeding. And And then there's the comments where people think that it's okay to breastfeed, but only to a certain point, or when the children don't have teeth. There are some babies that are born with teeth. So what's wrong with you? So that's it for today.